makes all of us, so we will go ahead and get started and call this agenda meeting to order. It's a pretty quick one today. We only have 2 reports and orders, and then a couple of short discussions. So first up, we have tariffs and new orders, file number EO 2019-0067. This is in the matter of the 8th prudence review of the costs subject to the commission-approved fuel adjustment clause of KCP&L and Greater Missouri Operations Company. This order denies public counsel's motion for rehearing. I recommend that we support the order as drafted, version 1. Commissioner Kinney? Commissioner Kinney, are you perhaps on mute?
Oh, off the order.
Commissioner Kinney?
Hello?
Hey, there you are.
Yes, I support the order.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Root?
I am in support of the order as well.
Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in support.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted, version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
The order is approved 4-0. Final report and order today, file number ER 2020-0143 and 0144. This is in the matter of the adjustment of Union Electric Company, DBA, Ameren Missouri's fuel adjustment clause and true-up. This order approves Ameren Missouri's FAC, which includes the true-up amounts for the recovery period of February 2019 through September 2019. Commission staff has reviewed the filings and ensure that they complied with the Commission's rules and the FAC statute. Staff recommends that the FAC tariff sheet as well as the true-up amounts be approved. No other responses were received, and I recommend that we support the order as drafted, version 3. Commissioner Kinney?
Yes, I support the order as well.
Okay. Commissioner Root?
I am in support.
Mr. Coleman?
As am I.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted, version 3, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the order is approved 4-0. That concludes reports and orders. We do have one case discussion. This is in the case of ER 2019-0374. This is Empire's general rate case. Judge Clark.
Yes, thank you. The Empire District Electric Company updated its informational notice regarding the retirement of the Asbury plant so that the retirement of the Asbury plant, which was slated to occur no later than June of 2020, was updated to occur no later than March of 2020. Since the true update for Empire's current rate hearing includes known and measurable information through no later than January 31st, this was significantly close enough that OPC felt they needed to file a motion to try and include some of the some isolated adjustments for the closing of the Asbury plant. So they filed a motion which offered 2 alternatives to the Commission from their standpoint. One was to include isolated adjustments, and the other was to extend the test year, which would involve modifying the procedural schedule. The other parties were given an opportunity to respond. The Commission staff responded indicating that they were opposed to moving the test year, as that might necessitate changing the procedural schedule. I also believe that would complicate things and that it might necessitate the filing of supplementary testimony. They offered as an alternative to include isolated adjustments in testimony for known and measurable with an AAO to track continuing, to track other impacts for inclusion at a later date, possibly in their next rate hearing. The Empire District Electric Company filed indicating that they would not be opposed, and they had in testimony indicated that they would not be opposed to an AAO as to, I believe it is maintenance, operation and maintenance expenses. So I guess what I'm asking at this point is, does the Commission, there are four options down there, with an overarching of, does the Commission want to include any adjustments in this rate proceeding for the closing of Asbury?
Okay. Well, I appreciate the parties providing options. to the commission. I think that this situation is different than the Evergy situation, not least because Empire intends to come back pretty much immediately with a full-blown rate case once this one is resolved. So there's a difference in the timing and not waiting 3 years for another rate case. I don't think that the true update for known and measurable through the end of this month should be extended. I think we're working into the heart of the procedural schedule and deadlines for testimony, so I don't think we should go that route. I want the parties to be able to fully evaluate the issues for this rate case, as well as the Asbury retirement. And I think Empire's made clear that their final plan for Asbury is still unknown, and the decommissioning study isn't yet completed. So I support Empire's proposal to have the AAO and just go with that for now, since they're going to come back right on the heels of that for a rate case. I don't want the parties to get distracted in the rate case with that issue and complicate the current proceedings. So I think just having the AAO, similar to what we did for Evergy, is probably the way to go on this one. That would be my opinion. Commissioner Kinney?
Mr. Chairman, I couldn't agree with you more. I think for everything you stated, I believe it is different than Evergy. There are a lot of facts that are not known and measurable, and for those reasons and what you stated, I do support the company's position on this D.
Commissioner Root?
Yeah, I agree with both the Chairman and Commissioner Kenny. I don't want to adjust the procedural schedule. I think that would just lead to problems and less quality of information for us to make a decision. And I do want to commend the company for offering, this option for the AAO. I think it's prudent. It gives us the ability to track that information so that we have, we can make a better decision in the future. So I'm in favor of doing the AAO and not changing the procedural schedule.
Okay. Commissioner Coleman?
I can agree with those statements, and I think that it's a good plan, and I'm in support of moving in the same direction.
Okay. There you go. Sounds unanimous.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We do have one other discussion for today, and that is the publications list for January.
It's actually January, February, and March of last year. And as usual, these are the agenda orders that seem to be most appropriate to be published. And so I submitted to the commissioners to decide whether they agree with my recommendations for publication.
Okay. I've reviewed the list and think that it's appropriate, so I support the recommendations of the judge. Commissioner Kinney?
Yeah, I have no changes or additions.
Commissioner Root?
Yeah, I say we approve it with no modifications.
Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in agreement. The publication list looks fine.
Okay. Well, we do need to vote on that, so all those in favor of approving the list as proposed, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
The list is approved 4-0. All right, that...
Then we also have February and March.
Can we do it all in one motion?
Um,
Do you need me to restate the motion to include all three?
if that's what you want to do.
I was voting on all three.
I was
Okay.
voting on all three.
Okay.
All right, let me...
I was voting on all three.
Let's just do it.
I was voting on all three.
It sounds unanimous.
Okay. All right, we can do that without another vote then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, so that concludes our other discussion. All we have left to discuss briefly is scheduling. Monday, January 13th, there's a local public hearing in the Ameren case, ER 2019-0335. That's in Kirksville at noon. Tuesday, January 14th, there's a local public hearing in that same case in O'Fallon at noon. I believe Commissioners Roop and Coleman will be in attendance at that one. Wednesday, January 15th, agenda at 9:30 with a local public hearing in that Ameren case at Cape Girardeau at 6. That'll be Commissioners Coleman and Root. Thursday, January 16th, local public hearing in that case in St. Louis. There's one in Sunset Hills at noon, Commissioner Root, and one at Wainwright State Office Building at 6. That's Commissioner Coleman. Monday, January 20th, we have Martin Luther King Day. There was a holiday that day. Tuesday, January 21st, local public hearing in the Ameren case here in Jefferson City at the PSC in room 310 at 6. That will be myself and Commissioner Coleman. Wednesday, January 22nd, we have agenda at 9:30. Wednesday, January 29th, we have agenda at 9:30. Monday, February 3rd, we have a local public hearing in ER 2019-0374. That's Empire's general rate case. One in Bolivar at noon, and one in Joplin at 6. And we will work out commissioners before then. Tuesday, February 4th, we have a local public hearing also in that rate case in Branson at noon. And Wednesday, February 5th, we have agenda at 1 p.m. Also, I just realized that when we came on, we did not approve the minutes for last week. So, before we adjourn, you all have seen the minutes from last week. Do you have any additions or corrections?
No.
All right. All those in favor of approving the agenda minutes for last week, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Those minutes are approved 4-0. Do we have? Yes. Finally, before we adjourn today, we do have a new judge, Jana Jacobs. She's in attendance today, so she'll stand up and everyone can say hi to Jana.
This is Jana Jacobs, our newest judge. And,
oh, there you go.
Welcome, Jana.
Hello, Internet.
There you go. Other commissioners, when you come to the building, be sure to stop by and introduce yourself to Jana.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for joining us. We're happy to have you. All right, any other business to discuss from the commission? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you, commissioners.